Welcome back. In a surprising move, the union that represents ICE officers has launched a new website claiming that President Trump has, quote, betrayed them. The National ICE Council endorsed Donald Trump in the 2016 election, but the group is now upset that the Trump administration has been really slow to reverse the policies of the Obama years. A post on the website reads, in part, quote, while officers view the president's position on enforcement as courageous, the Trump administration has left all of the Obama managers and leadership in place. Tensions are on the rise between Trump's army and Obama holdovers. So joining us now for reaction from Orlando, David Ward, a board member of the National Association of Former Border Patrol Officers, and here in Washington, Stephen Dinan, a reporter with the Washington Times who wrote about this today. Stephen, this is odd, but it's something we've heard about in other departments. What is the percentage of Obama holdovers still working within Immigration Customs Enforcement?
Yeah, so the ICE Council didn't say the number, and they actually didn't even name names. They left it vague for now, but they went through a number of different issues. The website is the website's actually fascinating. Not only does it give this sort of overall sense for the Obama holdovers, it gives a whole bunch of different specific examples of where those are having an effect, including an incident in Philadelphia where ICE officers who went into a very bad neighborhood of Philadelphia were told they had to remove their bulletproof vests to go make an arrest because it would offend the community where they were going into.
It offends them, David. It offends the ICE officers, does it not, when they get shot because they're not wearing a bulletproof vest for fear that it will offend, I guess, one of the illegal immigrants? I mean, what are we talking about here? This is insanity.
It is insanity. We've lost over 162 immigration agents killed in the line of duty. And for a manager to come up with an order such as that to take off their bulletproof vests because they're going into a neighborhood is absolutely insane. In fact, that manager or those people involved in that should be removed from their office for incompetency.
And do we have any idea, David, how many Obama holdovers are clogging the, the administration here at the Immigration Customs Enforcement? I mean, the website is very fuzzy on this. We don't know how many. Is it 12? Is it 500? I mean, what are we talking about?
Well, the Trump administration has been in office for 11 months now, and the swamp is pretty big and it's vast within the federal government. It's going to take time to weed out those that are sworn to their office as the oath that they took, those that have sworn to the globalism which brought us sanctuary cities and lack of enforcement of Title VIII, and it's going to take a while to weed those people out.
Stephen, let's talk about how the priorities of President Trump and Obama do differ. Whether you have the right people in place, that's infuriating, but I remember the ICE officers during Obama's 2 terms. The morale was horribly low because they wanted to do their job and they were held back.
Yeah, no, and there's no question. In fact, I think there's not a single department and probably not a single agency other than ICE where there's been as big a change in the culture between the Obama administration and the Trump administration. As you look, we actually did calculations. Under the Obama administration, upwards of 80% of illegal immigrants were put out of bounds for deportation because of the priorities that the previous administration set out. Now the number is probably closer to only about 1 million. Basically, DACA recipients are the folks who are put completely out of bounds, and the rest of the 11 million illegal immigrants are at least potential targets for deportation. It's made a huge difference for those ICE officers that we were talking about, and they'll admit they're thrilled with that sort of the overall direction that they're getting from President Trump. The issue is that the actual specific decisions, such as the Philadelphia one we talked about, there's a case out of Utah, where they are told they have to give heads up before they go into the community. In some cases, 7 days heads up before they go out to make arrests. Lo and behold, when they finally get there, the illegal immigrants they're targeting have been tipped off and have basically fled. So those are the sorts of specifics that they would like to get cleaned up. But they absolutely appreciate the difference in the top-down direction.
David, I remember a couple of years back when the Border Patrol is different from the ICE officers, but the Border Patrol under Obama were told that they couldn't shoot at a vehicle that was attempting to run them down. That was one of the other crazy things. And again, here they are. They don't make a lot of money. They're trying to do their job. It's very dangerous, and oftentimes they're in very remote areas. But in other cases, they're actually being targeted by the illegal immigrants who are trying to get into the country Oh, because they're all valedictorians. I know that. But they're trying to get into the country. And I guess the ICE officers just have to jump out of the way and hope for the best. Or the Border Patrol officers.
Under the 8 years of the previous administration, immigration enforcement became probably the most dysfunctional I'd seen it in 34 years of working for the agency enforcing immigration law. Now, when Trump came into office, the apprehension rate went up 37% in the first 4 months by these agents being allowed to do their jobs that they took an oath to do. And now we need to get the managers in there that are going to back these men up under the same guidelines by standing up for their oath that they took and follow the law. Title VIII is very clear. Trump has been criticized about creating things when in fact he hasn't. It's the immigration law that's been on the books from day one. The Democrats, the previous administration, refused to go by it. Jay Johnson was loath to even read the book, let alone let the guys go out and do their jobs. So we have an administration now. I would say that it's going to take a little bit of time to clean out the swamp like he's been trying to do. But another thing, he's faced with the obstruction of Congress and the Senate on getting his appointees into office.
I mean, Stevens, we're out of time on that, but he has to get his people in place. He's not going to eliminate all the positions. He has to get his people in place.